hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another conversation about Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're doing at this point, but you really need to be reading the Boruto manga, especially now that Masashi Kishimoto is back writing the actual story. Join in on these conversations, man. But with all that being said, though, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you've already read the latest Boruto manga chapter and you're okay with me doing spoilers. So yo, I think that now we need to have a conversation, man. So I'm recording this on Friday, and the irony is you guys are probably not going to see this until either just before Christmas or after Christmas, but I'm recording this on Friday and I've read the summaries for the latest Boruto manga chapter, and I think that we need to have a serious conversation about Hokage Naruto versus Boruto Shiki. I think that that's coming. That absolutely is coming at this point, unless Kishimoto pulls another troll move on us and Boruto finds a way to actually resist Momoshiki. Unless something like that actually happens, I think that this is inevitable, because Naruto at this point is gonna be fighting by himself, because Sasuke was already getting kicked through mountains and everything by Isshiki. Boruto had to save Sasuke from being killed by Isshiki. Sasuke is barely able to stand. Sasuke has used that rinnegan ability in Mei no Teijikara, which does take a lot of his chakra to use. Sasuke's used that a few times in this battle, and now Sasuke has had his rinnegan destroyed by Boruto Shiki. So Sasuke's gonna feel a lot like the Sakura of the team at this point, which it kind of comes to this point right here. So when you really look at this, and that's no disrespect, let me make that clear, it's not disrespect at Sakura, because could be worse. He could be Kawaki. Kawaki is literally the Sai of the team. Remember how Team 7 was fighting against those Jubi clones and Sai said, I'm part of Team 7 too, and then Sai got knocked out into the atmosphere? That's basically what Kawaki is at this point. At least with Sakura, Sakura could actually fight and hold her own. So that's not shade at Sasuke, but I say that to say Naruto's in a deadly situation, because Boruto Shiki right now has a body that Boruto hasn't used up a lot of chakra. He used that ability to use karma to teleport Isshiki and himself to Momoshiki's dimension, but we don't know if that takes a lot of Boruto's power up. But the fact is that it's safe to assume that Boruto has more chakra remaining now than he did when Momoshiki first took him over. And so when you look at that, Momoshiki is moving fast enough that he's able to catch Sasuke off guard. Granted, Sasuke's guard was lowered, but this is a more powerful version of Boruto Shiki than the one we saw take down Boro. And so this fascinates me, because Naruto and Boruto, we've seen them spar. We've seen how Naruto looked at Boruto and said, man, that was actually pretty good. You've gotten pretty damn impressive. We've seen how Naruto spars against the Karma Seal, and Naruto in his base is having to brace himself and use shadow clones for some of these attacks that Boruto is launching out at him. Now you have a more powerful version of the Karma Seal, because this is Boruto, maybe you call this the Karma Seal Stage 2, but this is Boruto with the horn. This is Boruto with Momoshiki driving the vessel at this point, and given the fact that Momoshiki's already fought Naruto at some point, I think that this could be a really good battle. And I think that this is where you see the brilliance of Kishimoto as a writer, because you're going to see Naruto conflicted at this point, because he's going to have to fight his son with the intention of putting his son down without actually trying to put his son down. So basically fight his son with the intention to kill, but stop short of actually killing his son, because at this point Boruto's too powerful to fight him with kid gloves. And I think that writing a battle like that, where you're telling a story within a story, I think that this sets the stage for a very emotional fight. And I think that for Masashi Kishimoto as a writer, going into your third chapter as the direct writer for the Boruto manga, this is something that works. This is something that works very well, because The first chapter that we got, Naruto has this baryon form and he's taking off Isshiki's life force. The second chapter that we have, you have this upcoming chapter where Sasuke has had his rinnegan destroyed. Isshiki's been killed off. Now in the third chapter of the volume that Kishimoto is back, you have Naruto versus Boruto and you have an emotional moment like this. That just sets you up for one more chapter to close out the manga volume, because these monthly manga only have 4 chapters per volume, and so this sets up the stage for Kishimoto to tell a pretty emotional, compact story all within one manga volume, and this gives you an opportunity to potentially boost those sales up, because you have to remember this is the other part of the reason why Kishimoto is back, because as a Naruto title, Boruto, while the manga volume's steady, it's not necessarily where it needs to be, and kind of injecting a dose like this could be something that kind of gets the wheels turning back on the story. But I think that when you look at from a power scale perspective, Naruto just used a new transformation that consumes a large portion of his chakra and consumes a large portion of the Kyuubi's chakra. So now Naruto's been knocked down several pegs. So let's say he fights evenly with Boruto Shiki. That's going to tell us 2 things. Number one, that's going to tell us that my theory that Naruto's not going to be able to fully recover the power that was consumed was absolutely right. But the other thing that's going to tell us is that Naruto was a freaking beast. If he's fighting evenly with an 80% Momoshiki, if he's doing that in a weakened state, that tells us right there that Naruto was fucking amazing and that his base is a lot stronger than we were giving him credit for. I think that something like that could absolutely work, or even if this is Kurama with only 25% of the overall chakra that he had and only 25% of the Biju chakra that Naruto had from all the other Biju. The fact is that this shows you that Naruto is a fucking beast, because we saw how in the Boruto movie novelization, Momoshiki has a line where he says if he was fighting Naruto and Sasuke individually one-on-one with them at less than their full power, that he thought that he could actually overwhelm them. Now when you look how Momoshiki's done it, he's done the strategy he could not do in the Boruto movie novelization, which is he could not isolate these two and take them one-on-one. Momoshiki felt confident enough that he could take them individually, but it would be difficult. Now when you look at it in the anime and manga continuity, Naruto and Sasuke were able to keep up with Momoshiki and dog him out at less than 50% chakra. Now you're in a situation where maybe Naruto's well below that 50% bar. This shows you just how big of a boost Naruto got after the 4th Great Ninja War. This is something that I think could actually work, and it would actually make you appreciate how freakishly powerful Naruto was, as well as start looking at Isshiki as potentially a gag character, in the sense that he's so freakishly abnormally strong that it took Naruto using a power like that to be able to bring this guy down. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about this? How do you think a battle of Boruto Shiki versus Naruto should go? And how do you think that from a scaling perspective it needs to go? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.